Hi, this is Mitch Doan, and along with Jamie Richardson, we're your hosts of the Break-Thru Active podcast. We aim to deep dive into health and fitness that will help bring you a better understanding of topics that are of interest to you and can help you on your own journey. If you are enjoying the episodes, we'd love for you to leave us a rating on the platform you listen to your podcasts. Enough from me, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Break-Thru Active podcast. My name is Mitch. I'm your host today. And with me, I have a very special guest from our Adamstown location. I've got Mark. So welcome, Mark. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks for having us.
Mark has been a member with us since the beginning of the year, 2022, and he's seen some pretty incredible progress and results along the way. So I am just wanting to explore that a little bit. He was also the winner of our recent 6-week challenge. So we're going to discuss that in a bit more detail as well. But just wanted to start the conversation, Mark, with, I guess, what you had done previously to meeting us. Obviously, we met sort of about a year ago, give or take. Had you done any gym work or exercise stuff before we met?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been going to the gym. I've been Planet Fitness on and off for a while. I've gone to other gyms as well, and with very degrees of success, but okay.
So it wasn't your first time.
No.
Prior to us, what was the longest sort of stint you had where you were training and exercising regularly?
Regularly, maybe a couple of years, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't your first rodeo, so to speak, but since meeting us, we sort of linked up with you. I think it was maybe January, perhaps, when we first spoke. And I remember our first conversation, and we sort of spoke about, with your work, you kind of quite stationary there, and you were just looking to get a bit more activity and looking to make some changes, get a little bit healthier, lose some weight, get stronger, get fitter, all that good stuff. So you have taken to it like a fish to water, and it's been great from my perspective, from the trainer's perspective, seeing your progress along the way. I know starting out for yourself and for most people, it is a bit different to what people have done in the past, or, if they have done it, it had been a while. So what was your mindset getting into it this time? Because obviously you have, been very consistent with it all. Did you feel like you approached it a little bit differently this time?
Yeah, I think so. Like coming off just over 12 months ago, I had surgery on my shoulder, and I think I was taking things very easy, getting back into doing stuff. And I wanted to get back into doing gym work and getting back into exercise, and I thought I really want to get back into really regular stuff, and I thought I really needed to get active again, because I put on weight again since that surgery, and I really wanted to get fit again. I was starting to pile on the weight, even though I was doing weight loss programs, but they weren't working. And
it's one of those things with injuries. It can become a little bit of a vicious cycle when you have some sort of injury, and it kind of puts you off training and exercise for a while. Obviously, for you, having surgery and leading up to that and recovering from that would have been challenging. And it's something we hear quite often where, even with some concerted effort to keep the nutrition on track, it's just very, very challenging without the exercise and the training component. especially if you are looking to, maintain or lose weight. And then obviously from like a fitness standpoint, a strength standpoint, you're not really going to be improving any of those things unless you are training. But, in your instance, it was something that we needed to be mindful of with, your shoulder and recovering from that. And even to date now, like there are some times when we are, making alternatives and giving you modifications to things if that shoulder's feeling like it's, a bit niggly. But you've come a long way with that too. You feel like you build a lot of strength in that area in sort of the
Yep,
last year?
I do. There are some times where it does get a little bit sore and it feels a little bit weak, but most of the time it's feeling great. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's an added bonus, because when you have some discomfort and some pain, the only thing you can really think about is getting out of that pain and discomfort, and obviously strengthening that area and all those muscles and tendons and ligaments around it is what's going to help build that stability, which is what it's done for you. So had you done group training before, or was this the first time?
I have done a bit of it before, yeah.
How did you like it when you first got started?
I enjoyed it, yeah, but this has been a little bit different. I found, but I think I'm enjoying this a lot more, yeah.
Good. Yeah, and you're a very social person. You've come to a few of our functions and love having a chat with the trainers and the other members. So find that people like yourself, they thrive in that type of environment when they feel like that, they're a part of a community, and, they know the other people and they know the trainers, and, friendly faces and familiar faces that you see, just about every morning when you're in there at 6 o'clock. Have you surprised yourself a bit, because you've done such a great job, which we'll touch on here in a moment. But when you first got started, did you feel like you were, and were you confident that you were going to see some really good results? Hey guys, just very quickly, if you have been enjoying our podcast and you've been watching us on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to our channel. If you've been listening to our podcast, give us a follow, give us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or wherever it is that you've been listening to us. It really helps the channel grow, and I would be extremely appreciative and grateful if you took a moment to do that for me. Okay, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the show.
At first, it was a bit slow, but I think once the challenge kicked in, that's when I really started seeing the results, I think.
Yeah. So in all, like for you, like weight loss was one of your, main goals. What, in the last sort of 9 to 12 months, how much weight have you lost?
10 kilos so far. Yeah.
Unreal. That's fantastic. And yeah, the challenge that we just touched on, that was something that we set up in July. And yeah, I sort of ran that, and the main aim for that was just to make some really sustainable lifestyle changes. Find that with some challenges, it sets people up to sort of begin that yo-yo dieting where you're stopping, and starting because it's something that's not sustainable. But a big part of my efforts was to implement things that you'd be able to keep on with. So what were some of the changes you made and have made since starting that?
The water intake would be the big thing, even though I was drinking mainly water before, but it's the biggest thing. The sleep, getting the sleep in, and breaking the meals down into the having the small meals and more often.
Yeah, that's a really big one for people, I think. And like, just to give a bit of context, Mark, you do a bit of shift work. Sometimes you work early, sometimes you do at night, sometimes it's through the day. So it can be very easy just to eat when you can. And sometimes you kind of, if you've had a busy day, you haven't eaten for a bunch, and then you end up having a really large meal. And quite often that can be just before bedtime, and then you're going to bed on that very full stomach. So have you changed your planning? Like, have you sort of started to plan things a bit more on your working day with your food?
Yep. And planning what I eat and the times I eat as well. Yeah, like I actually look at having like breakfast at a certain time, morning tea at a certain time, and lunch at a certain time.
Yeah, it does require that sort of organization and a concerted effort to sort of eat on a bit of a schedule. And obviously that doesn't work 100% every single day.
Yeah.
But for people, most people who are busy, they can find it challenging to make time to have those meals. And you're no different there. But having that mindset where you are trying to stick to certain times and a little bit of a plan, and then organizing your food, having the food available, I think is really important too, because if you don't have that with you, you can end up reaching for foods that maybe aren't as great. And then that kind of starts that cycle. You mentioned sleep as well. So like I said, working shift work, it makes things a bit harder. So how have you focused on that a little bit more?
Even though like it is shift work, like there's not every late nights here, but still trying to get to bed at a reasonable hour, and on those days, like I do try to, like, most of the time go to the gym of a morning, but on those days where I don't have to, that's when you'll see me come in of an afternoon or something, swapping around. So I do get to sleep. I try to sleep in, but sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah.
Your body clock's stuck to wake up early by the sound.
Yeah, it is. It often is. But rather than sitting up all night watching television like you always used to do, like it is going to bed.
Yeah, it's similar to what we just discussed a bit around the meals. Like if you have that effort where you are being conscious of it, and it might get to 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I'm still mindful of this and speak to a lot of people who are too. And instead of just putting on, another episode of the show you're watching, or, watching the second half of the movie that you kicked off, it's prioritizing that sleep a little bit more and getting to bed at a reasonable hour and trying to get sort of that 7 to 8 hours each night. And that makes a big difference too, because if you are getting more good quality sleep, for someone like yourself who works out in the morning most of the time, you're far more likely to have the energy to get up and to go to the gym and get a really good workout in, as opposed to if you've, dragging the chain a bit, it can be a little bit easier to snooze the alarm. Or if you do make it in, you just don't have too much energy or too much in you because you've had a lousy night's rest the night before. But no, mate, you've done and you're doing an incredible job with everything. Obviously, weight loss was your main goal, but even just from a strength and fitness standpoint, if you were to sort of backtrack and look at how you were feeling sort of this time last year, compare it to now, what differences have you felt in yourself and your body?
There's a lot there. Well, just coming out of the surgery, like I was a lot weaker, and then I compared to then, like even now at the gym, like I'm lifting a lot more weight and I'm moving a lot better now than I was 12 months ago. Like I think even just 10 kilos has made a big difference.
Oh yeah.
I'm riding my bike now that I wasn't doing that 12 months ago.
Yeah, it kind of ties in with whole lifestyle. Like, some days we'll see you pull up on your bike, and you'll come and do your workout, ride home. And I've sort of spoken to you about that before. It just seems like it's a big shift in your mindset in the last 12 months. And it's a real credit to you because it can be very challenging, after an injury, after a surgery, recovering from that. But it really appears as though it's your new normal now. So would you agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and it's all been thanks to you guys. Yeah.
Well, we try to hold up our end of the bargain, and then you need to do it as well, which you have done very well the last year or so, mate. So we might leave it there for today, but no, just to sum it all up, mate, you've done a fantastic job the last sort of nine-ish months, and like I just said, I can tell that it's something that is ingrained in your lifestyle now. It's like we just said, it's become your new normal, and really excited to see your ongoing progress and your results moving forward, mate. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you drew some inspiration from Mark's story, but as always, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If there is a topic you'd like us to discuss that we haven't already, please make sure you reach out in Facebook Messenger, and we'll do our best to cover it in the upcoming episodes. For those of you enjoying the podcast, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and leave us a rating. It really helps us grow and spread the good word. Hoping you're all having a great day, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one.